grew up in Chicago. Was a longtime Bears fan. I had to be. But then when I got married and moved here, I had to take the Green Bay Packer test, and I had to learn about the ice bowl. And
like Diner?
He literally, yes.
They did that. I can say like the movie. You've seen the movie Diner when they did that with the Colts?
Yeah. He gave me the whole. I'm like, Lombardo?
That wasn't Meat Wagon.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's hilarious.
So,
So you had to study up on the green and gold.
yes. So now they are my favorite team. I've left the Bears behind.
Yes,
Yeah.
a convert.
Yeah,
How about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
A graduate transfer, if you
Yes.
will. She
Cubbies,
entered the fan portal.
Cubbies are still
Cubs are still your
lurking in
team.
my
Oh,
heart
no.
somewhere. I know. Mark Grace. God, I've had the worst crush
Mark
on him.
Grace.
Oh my God.
Okay, here we.
He's one of our favorites.
See, now we didn't know this
Yeah.
because a couple years at Summerfest, we put together the show and we combined forces, and about 5 or 6 songs in the set were all your tunes, but the band at the time that I had assembled was Slump Buster,
Right.
which was coined
That's a Mark Grace.
by Mark Grace.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow.
So see, it comes full circle.
is.
okay?
Don't we have
Yeah.
somewhere a picture of him with a Slump Buster t-shirt?
We don't have him. We've got
Oh,
Theo
okay.
Epstein
a
holding
bunch
up
of people.
these Slump
Yes.
Buster t-shirts.
So, okay, so Mary, you escaped Illinois,
Yes.
and then where did you go?
Well, okay. So yeah, I grew up there and then ended up in Florida, some weird reason, and I was going to college and I was going to be in law school, and I met this band and I got in this band and one thing led to another, and then I left that band and then started my own thing and signed to Atlantic in the 90s. I had did a couple indie records for a label down there, Y&T Music, very cool label, and signed to Atlantic and then started touring US and spots in Europe, and then that's when MP3s came out. So everything, like, it was like it was an earthquake and everything imploded and fell to the ground, and so I left them and went back to Y&T for a while, and then I signed to Dual Tone, which is a very cool Nashville label, and then I had kids and I didn't want to. It was really hard to tour anymore,
Yeah,
I mean,
and put him on a bus,
Like,
come on,
yeah.
or a van.
Yeah, I'm in Nashville doing this photo session, and the babysitter calls me. Carly fell off the couch and cracked her head open, and there's blood everywhere. Like, I'm thousands of miles away, so it was just nerve wracking. And I thought, you know what, I don't want to be that mom, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna just concentrate on the kids, and I started this kids group so that they went to this nature preschool, Audubon, terrific, wonderful. And so I started writing songs around their curriculum, and parents started asking me for the songs. So I recorded a couple kids records. And now if I talk to my girls, they're both in college. I mean, Zoe is
Aubrey's age, yeah.
Yeah,
Aubrey and Zoe are the same age.
Yes. So,
Yes.
if I hear from them,
You're lucky.
Yeah.
It's like they call and they're like, "Hey, Mom, I always wanted to tell you that, that song you wrote, that was really great. And then, and you're such a good songwriter. And, can I buy something from Urban Outfitters?" They do that.
Can you Venmo me some money?
Exactly.
Yeah, they butter you up.
Yeah. So
it's funny because they're like, okay, that's a cool career. Like what did your mom do? Well, she's, Wikipedia her, or look at her catalog and all these records you put out and the tours you've been on and musicians that you know and have played with. It's very impressive, but you can't impress your own kids.
No.
No. God, no.
They were, totally oblivious until just recently. Like, my youngest is getting into music from the 70s, and she, just the other day, she's like, "You played with Bob Dylan?" Like, yeah. And so she's totally freaked out.
But they have a way of bringing you back down to earth, because my son, I'm doing comedy, and I introduced him to like Frank Caliendo and to Larry the Cable Guy, and then at which point he goes, "You know all these guys?" And it's like, yeah, I did. And then he said, "What happened to you?" Which was your mother, and that's why you're here. So pump the brakes there, Skippy.
Yeah, that's it.
They don't. Yeah, they're not impressed with anything.
No.
No. My daughter, the last time she even made reference to my career was the controversy a couple of years ago when there's one guy that didn't vote for Derek Jeter for the Hall of Fame. And she texted me, she said, "Do you vote for the Hall of Fame?" And I said, "Yes." "Are you the guy who didn't vote for Derek Jeter?" "No." That was the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
I think it came up with her friends, and she's like, she tried to flex and like, "I think my dad votes for that. Let me check." And like, thankfully it wasn't me. But anyway,
Yes.
the kids thing. So you put the music on hold for a while, but it never really leaves you though. You always still play and pick it up and try. Are you have notebooks of lyrics and stuff and writing songs all the time?
Yes, and so, just put out a, CD. I know no one has CDs anymore, but we just did it. The fan base loves that kind of thing, and they're all oldie people like me, so we sold out of it right away. But everything's on Spotify now. So yeah, we put out a CD, and a lot of the lyrics I took from actually one that we're going to play today. I took from an old notebook that I was writing in when my girls were little. When pink and purple were their favorite colors, now they wouldn't be called
we're doing
pink and purple.
Oh, we're doing that one?
Yeah, right? No, right?
Oh,
right.
Say
Okay,
You'll Never
maybe,
Go
yeah.
Away?
Yeah.
We don't have
Okay.
to. Well,
Okay, we can.
whatever.
All right,
Katie's gonna wing
that's
it.
on. I've got it,
All right,
but I
so
was like, oh,
If you're looking up Mary's work, it's Karlzen.
Z-E-N.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah, and
look up Mary Karlzen. and you
Shine
find
is
out.
the one that just came out, and then I'm working on another one, and just went to Miami and recorded 8 new songs there, and we're actually working on a double vinyl greatest
Ooh,
hits.
How cool is
Not
that?
that I have any greatest hits,
But
it's like favorite songs and new songs and outtakes, and just because I love vinyl. Oh my God! Recently, I started getting back into the LPs, and when you open that, and you have that. If especially if it opens and it has the lyrics. And,
yes,
oh, God,
Stems.
there's nothing
the
like
seeds
that.
and stems.
Seeds and stems.
Shh.
Quiet, kids are listening. Yeah, they don't need to hear that.
They
part.
don't know what seeds and
those were.
stems
They don't
are.
know what an album
Their
is.
stuff is much
The
better.
kids are getting into vinyl. Everything comes full circle,
Mhm.
and I'm fascinated because the timing of your career came when the 90s. Like, say, some people might say it sucks, others pine for it and say it was the best decade ever. Like Armin does. Like
Mhm.
it was so transformational, though, in terms of like we spun out of MTV, then to, like you said, MP3s, and the collapse of record labels and the way music was like presented. It took a while for it to sort out, but that was when it all happened.
Right.
Is in that
Absolutely.
decade.
Yes. Everything changed.
The old system that existed when you got into the business then just crumbled.
Right. I
And
mean,
then it's like
record labels ran everything. That was your end goal, is getting signed to a major label. Everybody's. But now you don't need a major label. You need a publicist, and
now you
that's
need
it.
TikTok.
Yes. Yes. And
Well,
TikTok and
that's
SoundCloud.
Well, who was the guy? Is it Morgan?
Morgan,
The guy,
Applebee's guy.
and then he did the song with Applebee's, and now he's doing
Morgan
stadium.
Wallen.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen.
you have
Now
to,
he's doing stadiums.
now it's all about
practically.
working the algorithms, especially of Spotify, all the streaming services. There's these algorithms, and you literally have to be a scientist to understand. Somebody was trying to explain it to me, my manager's friend, and just go all gray in the face.
Okay,
Like, yeah,
so
no.
the Spotify algorithm. So
Yes.
what do I have to like to have them suggest Mary Karlzen? What would it be? Who were you lumped in with? Because our friends in the old 97, they old 97 is like, or what are they? Are they alt country? Not really. Are they rock? Are they couldn't market them because they didn't really know how to market them. They didn't know what niche
Exactly.
they were in because they kind of straddled a bunch of lines.
Exactly.
What was it for you?
Same for me. I think I'm very eclectic. I'm working on a bunch of songs that are very angry and very. I was listening to a lot of Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains, which is totally different from what I usually do. So I just kind of go with, hey, this is what I'm listening to today, and this is what I really like.
Yeah.
And they're all very angry songs.
And they were the bands that shook things up in the 90s. It
Exactly.
took us from the hair metal
Mhm.
to
Right.
the
Right.
grunge to the
Right.
shoe
Right.
staring.
Just
groove.
staring at the floor and not
Yeah.
making eye contact with the
Shoe
audience.
staring. But so yes, I'm fascinated by that because, and then it's the extra layer is that you're a female front. You fronted your own band and wrote the songs and stuff like that, which it adds another layer.
Yeah, I love those days because the guys didn't treat me. I traveled for years in a van and a trailer with, 5 sweaty guys, and I was
I
not.
love that.
Too bad Iron Jock wasn't invented then. It would have
Did
smelled
that
a
a
lot
summer
better in
after
the van.
college.
It would have smelled a lot better.
We didn't have a band though.
But they didn't treat me any different, and the banter was just as mean as could be for all of us, and it was wonderful. I love those days, and I miss those guys. But going back to Spotify, it's all about getting on. These editors have a playlist, and it's super freaking hard to get on this playlist. And if you do, yay for you! And it's
yay for
very
you.
hard.
You can get like a tenth of a penny per spin.
Exactly. That's another
Congratulations.
thing. And that's another thing that makes me crazy. This is why all these people are selling their catalog, because they know it's going to be worthless because of streaming.
Yeah.
You have to be played 100 times to make 10 cents.
Yeah.
And it's just not worth it.
No. Mary Karlzen is our guest, the featured performer in the Central Standard Distillery Timeout Sports Lounge. And as it turns out, she's collaborated a lot with KB over the years. You guys have played shows and stuff. I know KB has. There are a few people more reluctant to play live than KB because he doesn't like to schlep gear around or go out in the winter. It has to be the perfect temperature. It has to be parking right backstage. And I know that KB has dragged Mary to some gigs over the years, a Summerfest, and to perform in front of,
we've done a few things.
Yes, we've done a few things. But it's just fun. And you guys, KB has helped on some records and stuff.
Mary was the one who taught me that whenever you play with the Bodines, you have to steal their beer when they're on stage. Because we played a duo in Madison, and we were opening for them. I remember, and then they came in, and they went on stage, and we were done. And then you said we have to take their beer.
Yeah, that comes from one of my old bands opened for them in a string of shows in Florida, and they always accused us, like, you guys drink all of our beers. And we're like, no, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
So when we were there, we have to steal.
And then fast forward, it was a New Year's Eve. We weren't playing. I was playing, and it was at the Pabst with Willie Porter and with the Bodines.
And we stole all their beer.
And Drew and I were back there. We took all their beer.
Everything that was there.
Everything.
We drank everything there. Yes.
Yes.
And then that night, I knew that Mary was big time because whoever was drumming for them at the time, it wasn't Kenny Aronoff, but it was
Kevin Leahy.
It was Kevin Leahy, and a guy walks in and is like, Mary, like, you played with him, and I'm like, oh, Mary knows everybody in the industry.
No,
you worked with a lot of people. You've crossed paths with a lot of people. You've collected a lot of friends over the years.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I'll tell this story because it just happened on Saturday night that we were at the benefit for This Time Tomorrow Foundation, and Glenn Phillips was playing, and then there was another artist there, female singer, songwriter, by the name of Claudia Heuser. And I said, Mary, come in, because I know that she's Glenn Phillips fan, and come along. And so our spouses went, and then you said you looked up Claudia Heuser.
I didn't look her. I knew who
but
she
you
was.
knew who she was.
So when I looked at the gala, I'm like, oh God, Claudia's there, really?
And she recorded one of your songs.
Yeah. And Tony, her manager, is like one of my best friends. And
I mean, it's such a small world.
It is. It's just like,
And you go back with Kay Hanley, who we met through our buddy John Morgan, and you have an association with her that predates our meeting her.
Yeah. Kay sang on Yelling at Mary, and we met at a club. We were playing together in, I want to say, someplace in Alabama. I can't remember the town, but there was some shooting going on.
Whoa. And
it was just a bizarre night. And so that was the first time we met. We fell in love with them, and we became friends. And she was in Letters to Cleo, a Boston band. And then we just kind of stayed in touch and tried to play shows together on the road. And so she sang on Yelling at Mary, and then I think Letters to Cleo broke up, but she went to LA to.
They're back out together now.
Yeah, I know. I heard
that is, they're playing shows.
And she was writing kids' music for TV
Yes,
shows.
she did.
She did. She did Josie and the Pussycats.
She did Josie and the Pussycats, and then she sang backup on the Hannah Montana tour.
That's right. That
First
was my entree for tickets. Okay. So, all right, the Timeout Sports Lounge is open and the stage is open. So grab your fiddles, kids. Grab the guitars.
Okay.
Mary and KB are gonna, grace us with a song, because that's what we do on Fridays. Part of our music series is to have musicians in the studio whenever we can. And now that everybody's like safe and vaccinated or immunized, we're all good. So it's nice to be able to do this. And I know Billy enjoys producing this stuff too. So, all right, you guys ready? Mary, what are you guys going to play first?
Tune 1 second. I'm sorry.
Yes, everybody has to tune when they come in, even though for us, close enough.
Sorry.
I was going to say, like,
Well, you're
what
wrong.
was it like when people had to tune by ear before tuners and iPhones were invented? Old school.
When you were doing the when you had to do it on stage?
Oh,
It's the
You
problem
didn't
of
have
just,
text?
you couldn't. It's hard to hear even what you know. So this is like life saving. Okay, these strings. Okay, all right. Close
all
enough.
right. We're close enough
All right.
for the Central Standard Distillery Timeout Sports Lounge. Mary Karlzen is with us. KB has played with her in the past. You guys, it'll pick up.
It'll get the guitar.
You'll
too?
hear it in your ears. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Billy's going to make it sound awesome.
Oh.
So what are you going to play for us?
We're gonna play something off Shine that just came out in June, and it's called Something That I Missed, and it's a song about going through old photographs and realizing, like sometimes you look at an old photograph and somebody photobombed you in the back and you didn't see that before. You're like, oh crap. So it's kind of about just looking at old photographs and thinking about the past.
Okay. Excellent.
And drinking. There's drinking in there.
There's drinking involved. Oh, this is the Central Standard Distillery Timeout Sports Lounge. Here's Mary Karlzen and KB with a Friday song for you.
All right, here we go.
She takes the pictures out as she's always done, carefully examining each and every one for the pattern here. Oh, my dear, you see, the time goes by too quickly. The night is coming down, they're closing up around here, and I can barely breathe, and I can barely see this in the photos I have, in the details that I missed. Is there something that I missed? In this one, it looks like we're having lots of fun. Hey, can't you set me up with another one? 'Cause this might take some time. All this remembering of mine, only to find the night is coming down, they're closing up around here, and I can barely breathe, and I can barely see this in the photos I have, in the details that I missed. Is there something that maybe there were things that I should have showed you, but I never knew just how. So many things that I wanted to tell you, and it's killing me somehow that it's too late now. The night is coming down, they're closing up around here, and I can barely breathe, and I can barely see this in the photos I have, in the details that I missed. Is there something that I missed? Something that I missed? The night is coming down, they're closing up around here.
The applause. I'm recording. You're living.
Can I take these off?
Very well done.
There's nothing in here.
Very
There's
well
nothing
done.
in the headphones?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm like, am I playing this right? I have no idea.
How's that? Can you hear yourself now?
Hey.
Yeah, now.
A little bit, yeah. If you could turn these up a little bit, or I could just take them off. It doesn't matter.
You're a
whatever.
musician. You
Oh,
have
there
it
we go.
loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget that.
I don't know what I'm playing anyway.
Forget that.
So.
So that's a new one.
Yes.
From the new batch.
Yes.
What I mean, again, we call them records just because still a record to us, but
Exactly.
CDs. I mean, I ask people in the industry, what do we call them? They're like records.
Right. Right. Yeah. Everybody is there. Nobody does a full album or CD anymore because for streaming, in order for you to stay on top and keep getting views, you have to do like one song release every month or every couple weeks.
Again,
and that's the
and
algorithm.
you don't
cyclical though. That's what the Beatles did. That's what the Stones
Yeah.
did. And that's the way the industry started in the 60s. And now then the hip hop guys started to drop stuff and
Right.
it's come that way. You're right.
But for streaming, it's so important that you have something new every couple weeks.
So
you
the idea,
can't,
the old model was bands would put out a record. They would tour, they'd record it for a year or 2 years or however long they had.
Right.
And then they would tour behind it for a year. And then there's like this lag in between, and you can't do that anymore. You have to be forcing stuff out
All
and
the
pushing stuff
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
And
sad.
that's the way the industry is going. Mary Karlzen
Yes.
is in the Central Standard Distillery Timeout Sports Lounge. We'll take a break. You guys want to play us in the break? Got a song that you only know a little bit of? KB's good at knowing like little bits of a lot of songs.
I have to learn Mary's stuff.
When we sit around the campfire, KB's good at knowing like, a little bit until it gets to the until it gets to the complex part, like the bridge, and then we got to stop.
I do that on piano.
We could
play something.
We could do I'd Be Lying. That was our
well, that's one that people want to hear.
Yeah, that we were
So
the
we don't
first indie artist on VH1 and CMT, and with this song.
Yes,
This
we'll
is what I'm
save that
yelling
one.
at
Play
Mary.
that one when we come back. Just play anything to get us to break.
We'll play a little of that, and then we'll do
okay.
some different stuff.
Okay.
You can go look up.
Play what you want, and we will we'll take a break. This is Mary Karlzen and KB.
Hey, don't I know you? You look familiar. Didn't we try to make it work one time? I remember standing at the train station crying, but the train's gone by me now and I can't say why. Now the dust clouds have settled on the horizon, and if I said I didn't miss you, well, I'd be lying. Oh,
Our concert series continues. Mary Karlzen with us in the Central Standard Distillery Timeout Sports Lounge, accompanied by KB, rising above her musical collaborator in this instance. Because she's a true professional.
Do you know how we met? You know how we met, right?
I do. I tell the story, but I'm well aware. It is wild.
It's just wild.
I was I think I was going through some postpartum or something. Zoe was maybe a couple months old, and I saw this. We had been watching The Weakest Link. The Weakest Link.
The Weakest Link.
British lady, right?
Yeah.
And there was a tryout downtown at the Pfister, and so oh my God, there was thousands of people there. So a few people get picked, and we go into a producer's room to do a
you
game.
had to take a test, I think.
Yeah, you had to take a test. You had to fill out something, and I said something about playing piano with my toes because I know you just have to be over the top. That's what they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we end up in a room together and do a fake game, and I end up voting him off
right away. Just out of the gate. I don't know.
She saw you as a threat.
I have no idea who she is, and she's standing right next to me, and she votes me off. I just look at her and go, "What did I ever do to you?" And then we just started talking, and ended up talking music, and it ends up that Mary lived a block from where I worked, and then we started playing at at lunchtime.
Yeah, we played a lot of shows. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And that's how that relationship is. Neither one of you made it to the network show.
I did.
You did?
Yes.
They flew me out. She got to the show.
Oh, you got in the show. I thought you both were left on the cutting room floor.
Oh, I was way too naive. I was way too naive because it's a lot like Survivor. People, so when they picked them up at the airport, there was 6 or 7 of them in the same van together. When I got picked up, it was just me. So they had already made their teams. And when I'm in the bathroom, I said, all the girls were in the bathroom. I said, okay, let's do this. Let's vote off all the guys first. And they all went like, and then they walked out, and I'm like, oh, I'm
dead.
I am not going to say the word, but I knew it right then. I'm gone because they just left. And they did. They all had alliances
at the airport. They're right away. They're all in.
That is hilarious. All right.
Oh, well.
These
fun.
stories, our association with these shows, our pal Pat McCurdy, who will be in here as the guest at some point too, has the great Star Search story where he and his band, I think that was then the Men About Town, played on Star Search. They got to play with Ed McMahon. They were there that night, and they were up against the country music juggernaut that ruled Star Search, Sawyer Brown. And it's like the evening of the taping, the big contest, the big night, they went into the commissary to get some food, and Sawyer Brown, the whole band was eating with the producers of the show. They were eating at the same table, and the Men About Town are like, we ain't winning this. We're not winning this.
I got offered to go on. Remember MTV when they did the Real Life, the first season, and there was that country guy.
Yes,
that was supposed to be me. And my manager
like
said,
the Real World.
Yes,
Real World.
The Real World.
Really?
Yes. I was
Season
supposed to
1?
be that artist.
You would have been broken out. That would have been huge.
My manager said, oh God, this doesn't look good. He was afraid that it would
career aside.
Yeah.
Career aside.
Exactly.
Mary Karlzen with us. Check her out. Karlzen on your Spotify, YouTubes, wherever you find your music. Your own website as well?
Yes, marykarlzen.net, because somebody took .com.
And they were squat because they knew you'd be famous, and
they do that, and then they say, "I'll
on
sell this to you for this certain amount," and you're like, "Really?
Forget about it." Yeah, it used to be a thing where you had to have .com.
Yeah,
but it's like now.
Yeah, it's .net.
Yeah, people find it .net, and you can find the music and stuff, and look her up on YouTube, Spotify. From the kids, like that's where they find music now, is YouTube,
right?
More than anything else,
right?
More than radio.
There's so many embarrassing videos up there. If you want to see something really bad, go look me up on YouTube. Oh my God,
that's pretty funny.
There was a gig in Florida where there were shorts involved.
Oh God, never wear shorts on stage, like ever.
Ever. Yeah, that's not, you can't. Gotta be a rock star. Black jeans, even if it's 105 degrees.
Oh, absolutely. You can be sweating to death. Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Full pants all the time.
Professionalism. All right. Mary Karlzen, give us another song, guys. Play us in, because we got a couple minutes before we got to go to break. Play us another tune, will you?
Yep. Dumb Game.
Dumb Game. All right.
The album.
Yes, this is also from Shine that came out in June.
Mary Let Me Sing.
Yes. KB sang on a couple of the songs. Yeah, he sang on that first one and on this one. So if you want to hear KB singing backups, and you came up with some great parts.
And he realized how hard it is to be a backup singer and to actually sing and to,
it's impossible. That's
especially when you have someone with standards. Like Mary's a little higher than our average bar band friends or garage band friends. She actually has.
No, but he came up with a really good idea for this, and it took it to a different level where I wasn't thinking, but it works.
Well, you just sent me a thing and said, write some harmonies.
Yeah, you won't hear it here, but you go listen to the thing. But you listen
to the record, you'll hear it. Okay, let's hear it. Dumb Game, let's hear it. Mary and KB.
2.
So we go to another day. I'm bought and sold in so many ways, and I wonder if I make a difference. I do, when all that really matters is who signed you. Yeah, who signed you? You play a dumb game, I see. I am so sorry. I took you seriously. You were laughing at me. I was dreaming how everything could be. And everything could be, but not for me. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Headlights are coming up on this highway, and the next town is just so many miles away. And this time your lines just ripped my life in two. And what I can't get over is that I let you. I just let you. You play a dumb game, I see. dreaming how everything could be, and everything could be, but not for me. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Out here under the wire, beneath the dying tree, you throw your words out before me, but you bury me. And so we go to another day. I'm bought and sold in so many ways, and I wonder if I make a difference.